Yellowstone, with its vast expanse, has long been a sanctuary of natural wonders, captivating the imagination of all who venture into its 2.2 million acres. From the powerful bursts of the Old Faithful Geyser to the stunning colors of the Grand Prismatic Spring, this amazing place has created a beautiful display that feels otherworldly. But today, right under the grand front of this famous park, Yellowstone National Park officials just announced a chilling discovery was made inside Yellowstone, a discovery that will send shockwaves through the very foundations of our understanding. But what could prompt such a revelation from the guardians of this natural wonderland? Join us as we explore the recent announcement made by Yellowstone National Park officials regarding a significant and intriguing discovery within the park. Yellowstone National Park. Yellowstone National Park is an enormous and beautiful place that's mainly in Wyoming, but also stretches into Montana and Idaho. It covers a huge area of more than 2.2 million acres. This special land has many interesting things that make people excited. One of the coolest parts is the geothermal wonders, where you can see over 10,000 geysers, hot springs, mud pots, and fumaroles. The famous Old Faithful Geyser is like a natural wonder clock that shoots hot water into the air at regular times, making the land even more amazing. But that's not all. Yellowstone has this incredibly pretty thing called the Grand Prismatic Spring, where you can see lots of colors that will stay in your memory forever. There's also the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone, which is like a big cut in the ground made by the strong Yellowstone River. The canyon is surrounded by tall cliffs in yellow and orange, and it makes the river look even more powerful. If you go to specific spots, you can see the lower and upper falls, which are the best seats to enjoy the incredible views in the park. And guess what? Yellowstone is home to Yellowstone Lake, which is the biggest high-up lake in North America, covering more than 130 square miles. People can do all sorts of fun things by the lake, like ride boats, go fishing, or take a drive with really pretty views, making it feel like you're part of the park's amazing beauty. David Kirwan tragedy. In a sad event that happened in July 1981, Yellowstone National Park, known for its beautiful landscapes, saw something very tragic near the Celestine Pool. This incident revolved around a young man named David Kirwan, who faced a terrible situation while trying to save his friend's runaway Great Dane, Moosey. On that scary day, driven by worry for Moosey, Kirwan jumped into the extremely hot waters of the Celestine Pool without realizing its dangerous temperature of 200 degrees Fahrenheit. At first, Kirwan acted out of concern for Moosey, but soon he understood his mistake when he felt the scorching heat. In a desperate attempt to save the dog, Kirwan emerged from the boiling water, but the consequences of his actions were heartbreaking. Moosey couldn't survive the intense heat, and the aftermath was filled with sorrow. Kirwan, even though he survived, carried the physical reminders of his well-intentioned but tragic rescue mission. His friend, who also tried to help, ended up with severe burns on his feet as they struggled to retrieve Kirwan's burned body from the harsh rock shelf. After the unfortunate incident, as Kirwan was being helped to the parking lot for medical help, his words carried a heavy weight, showing just how serious the situation was. His once lively eyes had turned dull, and his skin was painfully coming off, a clear sign of how badly he was burned. Despite the attempts to help him, Kirwan didn't make it through and passed away the next morning in a Salt Lake City hospital. This sad event wasn't a one-time thing. It was part of a troubling pattern outlined in the book Death in Yellowstone by Lee H. Whittlesey, a person who knows a lot about the law, works as a park ranger, and is a historian. Whittlesey wanted to not only talk about the legal rules to protect the park, but also give a serious warning to visitors about the hidden dangers that can be found in its natural beauty. Yellowstone, as Whittlesey stressed, is not like an amusement park. It's a place full of both obvious and secret dangers. The story covers more than 20 cases of recorded deaths, making it clear that Yellowstone isn't the haven for friendly animals and well-protected trails that some might think it is. Whittlesey didn't just share sad stories, he discovered something important about Yellowstone's dangers. This goes way back to 1871 when Truman Everts, part of the Washburn expedition, had a tough time with the park's hot springs. Whittlesey figured out something interesting. The beautiful geysers and springs of Yellowstone were so captivating that people couldn't resist getting close, not realizing the danger lurking underneath the calm-looking surface. Thermal injuries. Back in the 1880s, Yellowstone National Park became super popular, turning its calm and peaceful scenery into a lively place for people who loved nature. But with lots of excited visitors, something really disturbing happened. There were more accidents near the hot springs, making the park's exciting charm a bit darker. Whittlesey, in his old story, tells a really scary part. 4 hardworking Chinese laundry workers got thrown up into the air and burned by a geyser that suddenly burst out. Even though the story had some mistakes, it got a lot of attention from the whole country because of a shocking newspaper headline in the National Enquirer, "Boiled Chinaman in the Yellowstone Park region," with a really scary picture. Now let's jump to 2016. And sadly, another person got hurt in the park's dangerous beauty. A 23-year-old adventurer from Portland had a really sad ending by falling into a super hot spring close to the scary pork chop geyser. But there's more to worry about under the ground. A park ranger found out that something not good was happening. They've been watching what's going on under the ground since 1923, but recently, the magma made the earth swell up by 25 centimeters. This might mean that something dangerous is starting. When the magma cools down and becomes hard, it might show that something big and not good is about to happen to this amazing natural place. Diving deep into the mysterious depths of Yellowstone, scientists worked hard to figure out what might happen when the park's volcanoes erupt. They explored the history of the land, looking at the last 3 times the volcanoes had erupted. These were huge events, each one bigger than the last, and they changed the face of Yellowstone in a way that will never be forgotten. The most recent eruption, a whopping 600,000 years ago, still tells its story across the park's vast area. Going even further back in time, the first eruption at Huckleberry Ridge, an incredible 2.1 million years ago, threw out a massive 580 cubic miles of volcanic stuff into the air. This eruption, now considered the biggest in Yellowstone and North America's history, shaped the land with its incredible force. The second eruption, Mesa Falls, happened 1.3 million years ago, forming Henry's Fort Caldera to the west of Yellowstone. Although it was the smallest of the 3 in terms of volume, it still released a powerful 67 cubic miles of volcanic ash. The grand ending to this geological story was the Lava Creek eruption, the most recent of the 3 big Yellowstone eruptions. Even though it didn't shoot out as much material as the Huckleberry Ridge eruption, it made up for it by covering a larger area, leaving a lasting mark on the park's varied landscape. Yellowstone supervolcano. In Yellowstone National Park, where people usually see the happy and fun side, there's something scary going on beneath the ground. It's the Yellowstone supervolcano. This supervolcano is called a caldera, which is a big hole made when a volcano collapses after a huge explosion. Imagine a giant crater, and that's what a caldera is. The Yellowstone supervolcano's caldera is massive, about 45 miles wide. That shows how big and powerful this volcanic system is. The caldera was formed a very long time ago, millions of years in the past. Back then, there were massive volcanic eruptions. These eruptions were so huge and powerful that they threw out a ton of volcanic stuff. This caused the volcano to collapse on itself, creating the caldera. So, what we see today is not the explosive volcano, but what's left after that big explosion in Yellowstone's history. This supervolcano is special because it's still active. Underneath the park, there's a lot of heat and geologic activity going on. If you explore the park, you'll find hot springs, geysers, mud pots, and fumaroles. These are like vents that let out steam and gases from deep inside the earth. All these features happen because of the Yellowstone supervolcano's heat and activity. One famous geyser in Yellowstone is Old Faithful. It erupts regularly, and when it does, it shoots out really hot water and steam into the air. Sometimes it goes up more than 100 feet high. It's like nature putting on a powerful and predictable show. But here's the thing. While Yellowstone seems happy and beautiful, there's this big volcano that, if it erupts, could be dangerous. The volcano isn't active in an explosive way right now, but the heat and activity underneath are ongoing. Scientists are watching it carefully to understand what might happen in the future. Yellowstone supervolcano monitoring. Yellowstone National Park holds a secret strength beneath its calm exterior. Even though the last enormous event from the Yellowstone supervolcano happened a whopping 640,000 years ago, this vast area is far from being asleep. It throbs with a continuous hum, a gentle reminder of the powerful forces at work below. The region follows the beat of Earth's soft sounds, where minor earthquakes perform a complex web of underground motion. Each year, thousands of these small tremors are recorded, evidence of the hidden hidden ballet of molten rock or magma deep within the Earth. It's a subtle warning, a quiet acknowledgement of the potential risk beneath the peaceful surface, a sleeping giant that might not stay asleep forever. Responding to this cosmic activity, scientists have taken on the role of guardians, treating these gentle signs with the seriousness they deserve. Equipped with advanced technology, they've set up a watchful tower over the Yellowstone supervolcano, committed to understanding its actions and uncovering the mysteries hidden in its core. A high-tech surveillance team is keeping a close eye on Yellowstone using a sophisticated setup of seismometers strategically scattered like guardians throughout the park and its surroundings. These devices, much like Earth's stethoscopes, work tirelessly to pick up even the slightest tremors, essentially capturing the supervolcano's heartbeat. The seismic data they collect acts like a guide, leading scientists straight to the center of the Earth's restlessness. It not only pinpoints where the tremors are happening, but also tells us how intense these underground movements are. It's like deciphering the Earth's secret language, helping us understand magma and predict potential volcanic performances. But the watchful eyes don't end there. Introducing the GPS instruments, the silent protectors of ground changes. Similar to space-based map makers, these instruments use satellite technology to track every tiny shift in the Earth's surface, recording even the smallest changes with incredible accuracy. By comparing these snapshots over time, scientists reveal the slow, almost invisible movements that could signal a volcanic stir. The GPS data acts like a mysterious map, guiding researchers through the underground maze, offering insights into the subtle dance of magma and identifying patterns that might come before eruptions. The sophisticated interplay between technology and nature at Yellowstone isn't just an intellectual endeavor. It's a preemptive defense against uncertainty. The ongoing monitoring of Yellowstone's pulsations and the precise charting of its surface movements go beyond scientific interest. They have calculated maneuvers in a crucial undertaking. These instruments aren't passive spectators. They serve as the vanguard, aiding scientists in recognizing the delicate signals nature communicates. Their role is pivotal, guaranteeing that any hints of impending volcanic upheavals are addressed before they can escalate into significant threats. Volcanic Gas Monitoring. Deep within Yellowstone National Park, a team of scientific guardians orchestrates a careful dance that goes beyond the park's stunning views. While visitors marvel at geysers and landscapes, an invisible symphony of monitoring stations silently works to unravel the secrets of a colossal force, the Yellowstone supervolcano. Strategically placed in different spots, these monitoring stations act as protectors, carefully measuring and studying the Earth's breath beneath. They analyze sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, and hydrogen sulfide, subtle signals from the underground world. These whispers provide crucial information, offering scientists key insights into the concealed movements of volcanic powers. It's more than just checking boxes. These stations are the park's watchmen, always alert for any deviations from the norm. Like diligent guardians, they're poised to detect even the slightest quiver in the symphony, indicating shifts and interactions between magma and the surrounding elements. Changes in gas emissions, meticulously examined, transform into musical notes on a seismic scale, unveiling the intricate dance of the Earth's molten core. However, this symphony isn't a solo act. The gas monitoring stations work in harmony with seismic data from seismometers and positional information from GPS instruments. This blending of data isn't just about gathering information, it's a complex web of understanding. Scientists diligently examine the combined details, searching for anomalies or patterns that could signal a significant change in the volcanic storyline. Imagine this monitoring effort as a grand ensemble of instruments, each contributing a unique melody to the overall composition. The seismometers provide rhythmic beats, the GPS instruments add a spatial melody, and the gas monitoring stations reveal the nuanced tones of subterranean breaths. Together, they create a fabric of comprehension, going beyond the surface beauty of the park to explore the profound secrets below. Why does this matter? Because Yellowstone's supervolcano isn't a simple tale, it's an epic influenced by countless factors. Volcanic behavior is shaped by unseen partners, temperature, pressure, and geological intricacies. communities. Continuous monitoring is the watchful gaze that prevents us from unknowingly sitting on a ticking time bomb. It's the early warning that keeps us from being unknowing spectators to the potential drama unfolding right beneath our feet. This ongoing watchfulness isn't driven solely by scientific curiosity. It's a proactive measure to protect our communities. By unraveling the complex processes beneath the Earth's surface, scientists strive not just for understanding, but also for prediction and warning. It's a duty, a responsibility, to guarantee that the splendor of Yellowstone remains unspoiled by an unforeseen eruption. Decoding the explosive power of supervolcanic rock stars. A supervolcano isn't your average volcano. It's the rock star of the volcanic world, having thrown down some seriously explosive performances in the past. Imagine a regular volcano as your neighborhood band playing in the garage, and then picture a supervolcano as a headlining act at a massive stadium. Now, let's dive into the science behind these volcanic rock stars. The majority of volcanoes have their moments, spewing out lava and ash in what we'd call small-scale eruptions. But supervolcanoes, they're in a league of their own. These giants have experienced what scientists call super eruptions, which are like volcanic fireworks on steroids. To put it in perspective, there's a scale scientists use to rate the explosiveness of these eruptions. It's called the Volcanic Explosivity Index, VEI. It's like a report card for volcanoes, and super eruptions are the valedictorians with a solid V8 rating. This V8 doesn't stand for a powerful engine, though. It represents the extraordinary explosiveness and the sheer volume of magma involved in these colossal volcanic events. Now, think of the VEI scale as the Richter scale for earthquakes, but for volcanoes. It ranges from 0 to 8, with 8 being the most mind-blowing, earth-shaking eruptions. Each level on this scale gives scientists the lowdown on the eruption's characteristics, helping them estimate just how intense and impactful the volcanic show was. Level 0 is like a gentle breeze, hardly noticeable. But when you hit level 8, it's like a cinematic explosion, the kind you'd see in a blockbuster movie. This scale doesn't play favorites. It takes into account factors like the height of the eruption column, the amount of stuff, officially called tephra the volcano hurls out, and how long the volcanic extravaganza lasts. So, how do scientists figure all this out? It's not like they're standing next to the volcano with a measuring tape. They use a combination of high-tech tools and good old-fashioned detective work. Satellite imagery gives them a bird's-eye view, while field observations and analyzing deposits left behind by past eruptions provide crucial clues. Volcanic impacts. The VEI serves as a crucial tool for scientists in comprehending and categorizing volcanic eruptions. Starting at level 0, known as V0, eruptions are minor, causing minimal impact beyond the immediate vicinity of the volcano. These events release small ash plumes and a limited volume of volcanic material, often posing no significant threat to surrounding regions. As the VEI progresses to level 3 or 4, the nature of eruptions undergoes a noticeable shift. Explosiveness increases, giving rise to taller eruption columns. The volume of ejected material grows, setting the stage for the potential formation of pyroclastic flows, swift avalanches comprising hot ash, gases, and rock fragments. At this point, eruptions extend their impact regionally, affecting air travel, agriculture, and local communities. When the VEI reaches level 5, eruptions are deemed large, unleashing substantial ash plumes and disseminating tephra extensively. The consequences become widespread, influencing a large area surrounding the volcano. Transportation infrastructure and the environment face disruptions, emphasizing the need for heightened preparedness and mitigation strategies. However, the severity escalates dramatically at the highest end of the scale, from levels 6 to 8. Here, super eruptions unfold. Catastrophic and rare events with colossal eruption columns reaching the stratosphere. The volume of erupted material becomes immense, leading to global effects that impact climate patterns. The repercussions extend far beyond the immediate region, causing significant environmental and societal consequences. Transportation infrastructure faces widespread disruptions, posing challenges to global systems. Understanding the potential hazards and impacts of volcanic activity is paramount. The VEI facilitates this comprehension, allowing scientists to compare eruptions based on their explosiveness. This scale aids in estimating the severity of volcanic events and implementing better preparedness, hazard assessment, and mitigation strategies in volcanic regions worldwide. unraveling the geological symphony of magma and super-eruptions. The colossal task of gathering an immense amount of molten rock in one spot is like orchestrating a symphony of nature's forces. It's not just a challenge, it's a monumental puzzle that Mother Earth has been quietly piecing together beneath our feet. Deep beneath the Earth's surface, magma, that molten concoction of rock and heat, is gathering momentum. It's not a quick process. It's a slow, deliberate one over an extended period. Think of it as a master chef preparing a culinary masterpiece. The accumulation of magma is the careful layering of flavors, each ingredient contributing to the impending eruption. This process is the ultimate slow-cooking technique of geology, requiring patience and time. The magma, like a culinary creation, needs to simmer and blend beneath the surface, intensifying its power. Now, imagine this concentrated reservoir of magma as a secret sauce, a potent mix that sets the stage for the grand spectacle of a super eruption. It's not just about having a bit of magma here and there, it's about having a critical mass, a recipe that, when followed meticulously, triggers the explosive climax. For the eruption to unfold, it's not just any magma that will do. No, it needs to be in a liquid state, a molten brew ready to burst forth. It's like crafting the perfect consistency in a dessert, not too thick, not too thin. Scientists, the dessert connoisseurs of the geological world, have determined that a minimum of 30% liquid magma is the magic number. Anything less, and the conditions aren't right for the Earth's fiery show. Now let's turn our attention to Yellowstone, a ticking time bomb in geological terms. The analysis paints a vivid picture. We're already over halfway to the critical threshold. It's like having a pot on the stove, the heat gradually rising, and the contents nearing a boil. The signs are there, pointing to an explosive event on the horizon, and it might happen sooner than anyone dared to imagine. If Yellowstone decides to blow its top, it won't be a mere hiccup. It could be an earth-shattering kaboom. Super eruptions, the Godzilla of volcanic events, have a flair for the dramatic, akin to a colossal amount of volcanic ash soaring to incredible heights, reaching a staggering 80 miles above the Earth's surface. It's like a fireworks display on a global scale, but instead of colors lighting up the sky, it's ash, an ominous cloud of destruction. The consequences are ominous. If Yellowstone lets loose, it's not just a local affair, it's a planetary event. The potential fallout could be catastrophic, wiping out everything in its path. It's the ultimate reminder that beneath the serene surface of our planet, powerful forces are at play, and the stakes are higher than we ever imagined. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. Yellowstone National Park officials just announced a chilling discovery was made inside Yellowstone. It is a massive block of magma, nestled deep within the earth, waking up with a pulsating energy that even seasoned experts find astonishing. This discovery has created uncertainty as experts try to understand the mysterious natural events happening under the park's beautiful landscapes. At the center of this geological drama is a magma pool, pulsing rhythmically like the Earth's own heartbeat. Now, the guardians of Yellowstone are faced with a puzzle. Is this a sign of minor volcanic displays, similar to the playful bursts of hot springs, or a warning of a more serious eruption with rivers of molten lava? The air is filled with speculation, a fascinating uncertainty that captures the attention of scientists and nature lovers alike. Yellowstone's seismic heartbeat has sped up in recent years, with an increase in earthquake activity shaking the very foundations of the park. Imagine between 1,000 and 3,000 earthquakes every year, a gentle reminder of the dynamic forces hidden beneath the park's peaceful surface. Some tremors are so subtle, like whispers to the earth, that they go unnoticed by casual observers. To unlock the secrets of this underground spectacle, scientists use advanced seismic detection and monitoring technology. These sophisticated tools act like a cosmic stethoscope, allowing researchers to listen in on the movements of magma deep below the surface. The data collected serves as a window into the Earth's core, providing glimpses into the power of the hidden forces at work. As whispers of the magma's pulse travel through the park, questions hang in the air. When will these captivating geological forces reach their peak, leading to a powerful eruption that shakes Yellowstone to its core? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Climate impact. The scattering of ash particles across vast distances is like nature's paintbrush creating a masterpiece with significant consequences on our global canvas. Imagine this: During a supereruption, volcanic ash, those tiny particles, embark on a grand journey high into the atmosphere. Here, they engage in an interplay with air currents and weather systems, a ballet of nature that shapes the destiny of our climate. As these minuscule ash particles linger in the air, they become travelers, carried across regions and even continents by the whimsical winds. Picture an invisible artist, sketching wind patterns that distribute these particles like seeds, sprouting a dense cloud throughout the atmosphere. This cloud, not your ordinary one, becomes a sun shield, both absorbing and scattering sunlight. Behold the birth of the volcanic winter phenomenon. In this celestial theater, the dense volcanic ash cloud steps onto the stage, dramatically reducing the sunlight that graces the Earth's surface. The consequences are profound. Like a cosmic switch dimming the lights on our planetary performance, the ash particles, like vigilant guardians, form a barrier, reflecting incoming sunlight into the vastness of space. This act, seemingly simple, results in a temporary cooling effect on our home's surface. This cooling effect, akin to a refreshing breeze on a hot day, ripples through the fabric of our planet. Rainfall patterns pirouette into a new rhythm, wind patterns sway to an unfamiliar melody, and the very heartbeat of regional and global climates stirs with uncertainty. Nature, once predictable, now wears a cloak of unpredictability. The repercussions of this global cooling extend far beyond a mere change in weather. Agriculture, the quiet sustainer of civilizations, faces challenges as growing seasons shift and crop yields shrink. Ecosystems, once in harmony, now experience disruptions as species grapple to adapt to the altered conditions. Volcanic ash's ripple. Effect on economics and society. The impact of volcanic ash goes beyond just the visual spectacle of eruptions. It weaves a complex fabric of challenges for human societies. When the ash cools the atmosphere, it sets the stage for economic hurdles, scarcity of resources, and social turmoil. Looking back in time, the eruption of Mount Tambora in 1815 left an indelible mark on history. Considered a monumental volcanic event, it plunged the world into a chilling episode known as the Year Without a Summer in 1816. As the volcanic ash spread far and wide, it brought abnormal cold to various corners of the northern hemisphere. The consequence was felt not only in failed harvests, but also in the unrest that rippled through societies. The disruptive effects of volcanic ash did not spare the skies either. Aviation experts delve into the hazards it poses to aircraft, underlining the danger of flying through this fine, abrasive powder. Engine damage and compromised visibility become imminent threats, elevating the risks associated with air travel. Yellowstone Volcano Observatory. The Yellowstone Volcano Observatory, a vital collaborative effort involving the United States Geological Survey, the University of Utah, and the National Park Service, plays a crucial role in actively monitoring the Yellowstone supervolcano. This collective partnership forms the backbone of the observatory, bringing together the expertise and resources of these organizations to effectively study and monitor the Yellowstone supervolcano. Utilizing various monitoring techniques is a key aspect of the observatory's work. Among these methods are ground deformation measurements, where scientists track changes in the shape and movement of the Earth's surface. Satellite imagery analysis is another tool employed to help identify areas of heat and thermal anomalies. Thermal monitoring adds an extra layer of insight into the dynamic behavior of the supervolcano. The observatory's role is akin to the foundation of a structure. If they don't do their job right, everything collapses. The stakes are high as they diligently work to understand the Yellowstone supervolcano and its potential impacts. It's essential to recognize the distinction between large flood basalt volcanoes, which occur over millions of years, and super eruptions in terms of scale and lava type. Flood basalt eruptions involve extensive volumes of runny lava that cover vast areas, creating massive volcanic plateaus. While they have long-lasting effects on regional environments, they differ from the explosive nature and global impact of super eruptions. Yellowstone's volcanic activity, while fascinating, requires careful consideration of potential dangers. To comprehend the situation, it's crucial to rely on accurate information from volcanologists and authoritative sources. The international collaboration and scientific community devoted to monitoring Yellowstone diminish the likelihood of government secrecy regarding imminent eruptions. The commitment to sharing information ensures public safety. In the event of Yellowstone Park's closure, it signifies a critical situation demanding collective action. The decision suggests that the situation might have escalated significantly. The question arises, can we anticipate Yellowstone's potential eruption, or will this volcano pose a threat to the entire Earth? Patience is paramount as we await more information. Yellowstone's eruption is not a mere spectacle. It entails a responsibility to comprehend the risks involved. The collaboration among scientists worldwide and the dedication to transparent communication underscore the seriousness of the situation. The decision to close the park underscores the urgency, requiring an all-hands-on-deck approach. As we ponder the future, the possibility of Yellowstone's eruption prompts us to consider the potential impact on Earth. Will we witness the eruption in time, or is there a risk of widespread destruction? Only time will reveal the answer. The uncertainty adds suspense to the narrative, urging us to stay informed and vigilant. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.